Like even if you think about people and all of our collective ability to create, most times when someone even throws out a grand idea or a big creation, usually you hear, man, you can't do that, be realistic, or that ain't good. Well, you get shot at 100,000 times your idea out just from taking it on from everybody else, and the only way to, I see that's the environment we're living in. It's not for us to be. That's why it's important for us to do this, because you literally can, man. If you create a vision and your actions and intentions are in that way, and like we do it in the same way as we all eat, breathe, and sleep. Yeah. Like everybody get hungry and they move and find their way to get something to eat. It's not to take away from all the complexities to it, but it's to make it simple as if you really do have a vision, you paint your vision and you got an action plan to get it, and your intentions are in that way, and you execute those actions, we can create anything.
Exactly.
Well, go on.
Well, your original question, right? Your original question was no. You were still good. I love what you just presented. But I got caught up on how you were saying is it dumbing us down? The first thing that came to mind was Android software versus iOS, right? Most people are gonna say that Apple is the best software. Most people would say that, right? When actually, I'm pretty sure Android is actually the better software. But people like Apple because it's easy.
It's also a social.
It's more social.
I'm gonna make an argument started in the comments section.
Now, I'm forever saying as far as a social device, Apple has it all the way. But as far as actually being able to fully utilize the computing power in which you're paying thousands of dollars for, Apple is blatantly saying, no, you can't access that. You have to access what we want.
That's true.
Versus what Galaxy gives you. So I can get on here, get any type of app, and I can pretty much create it in a way to where I can communicate effortlessly to somebody with an iPhone.
Sure.
But people with iPhone don't even have the mentality of trying to communicate with somebody who has a green bubble.
Yeah, you can literally put iOS on your Android and make it look like an Apple phone.
Exactly. So with that being said, it's a whole world of technology that Apple users don't even understand, which shows you there's a group of people who are going forward with this new, more powerful technology and still don't know how to use it. So when you ask yourself,
see, mine's and that's a very good perspective.
Yeah.
And then it's also like as the eyes of my beholder, the reason I fell over every Droid phone I had about 3 in a row, something ended up messing up on the phone,
Yeah.
So then I went over to Apple, ain't nothing mess up. But never did I know that information that I could go and get the Droid and make it an Apple, and then as long as somebody don't work right now, I'll be straight.
Exactly.
No, that's
Right, and kind of building off what you said is,
protection.
Samsung has those new earbuds now where it translates instantly over like 41 different languages.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that brings up the question: does that take away from the people who? I know.
People are aware of advancements.
Right. Jump in, but because that is the barrier, I think, between people's communication, right?
Right.
And language and even culture is huge. Like, if you drop me off somewhere different in the world that I don't speak the language, it's going to hinder my communication with what's going on, But to have a technology, related to social interaction and technology and communication, to have a technology to go anywhere and I'll be able to interpret a language and my language and me speak it back in theirs. Now that's where it changes.
And I guess that kind of brings up the question: is that coming down? Right. Whereas if you spent 10 years learning that language, learning that culture, learning how to pronounce those syllables, you appreciate learning that language. Whereas now it's just like, oh, I don't need to learn language; I can just hear it. Like
No, you could. I just wanted to
go ahead.
Because whenever you go back to what you just said, as far as growing with technology, like not going but growing with it, then we're growing intellectually while we're growing emotionally. Like, are we able to handle the influx and the access of information that we're getting? Because now you got barriers, you got cultures, you got different things that are able to link. Because when you're talking 40 different languages, so now there's a language barrier that we've gotten over. Now we've got a cultural barrier that we're going to have to bridge.
Absolutely.
You know, because I mean,
Everybody wants to be talking about everything.
but
Don't let the power go out.
So think about in America, right? When somebody says, "How are you?" in America, they're just saying, "How you doing?" and they're really walking off. If you go over to Africa, like especially like North, like I mean, any country, and you ask, "How are you?" They really care how you're doing. They are truly intending on having a conversation.
Yeah.
So if you go over to like China or in any country, I mean, different countries have different cultural norms, and from a sociological perspective. So going back to the Apple versus Android users, you know, like you have people that are pun intended in their bubble. You know what I'm saying? And their bubble is all they know. So whenever now bubbles are connecting.
Yeah.
And the question is the world emotionally ready for the technology? Because intellectually we can handle it. Like the phones will adapt to us, we will adapt to the phones, we'll adapt to technology, but emotionally, can we handle the intention? Can we handle the unintended consequences? Can we handle the passive communication that occurs?
I say if we, because bringing it into the perspective of Apple and versus Android it's a good example to go by, right? But if we look at it, Apple isn't even the most used phone worldwide. Like China has like
The
three.
Huawei,
They got like
pronounce it.
I forget how to pronounce it.
HUAWEI, that phone.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
So they have
use like most of the stuff we
Yeah,
use.
they have like 3 different companies. Apple ranks 4th in China for phone production, or for not even phone production, but for consumer. Y'all know what I'm
I know
trying to
what you're
say.
saying.
Yeah.
So if we're going home, rewind me.
Well,
Wait, what was it?
so I could jump in. I think where he was at.
Yeah.
It was just like, to me, the answer to all that, to be able to take on all that saturation that we're talking about, that's guiding our thoughts and actions, you know, is to have vision. Yeah, and to be able to handle that emotion. And well, first you gotta have a sense of morality. Like, the most dangerous person is the one who does it with reason but no morality. Like, if I'm doing something just because I can with no morality of how and why and how it affects others, that's a dangerous person, you know. But the answer to using that and creating space is having a vision. Like, what does it look like, you know? And this was a Nelson Mandela quote, but it's real. Like, action without vision is passing time away.
Yeah.
Don't mean there's nothing wrong with it. You get experience, but I'm just kind of out here. If I'm not doing it for nothing, yeah. Like, and I think that's another part of the answer. Like, the intention I've set is to be peaceful and positive. Like, I've seen that this is what comes on the dark side. This is what comes on the light side. I'd rather create an environment of peaceful and positive because I think that's where I want to stay. So like, it helps me respond to all that other stuff because I got at least a vision where I want to go. And it could be with whatever anybody trying. Even when you want something to eat, you want to go to Burger King and there's traffic. Like, whatever your vision is, and it'll help you respond to all of that in the way of where you want to go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and hitting on the emotion and is the world going to be ready for it? I think if we teach, like Georgia showed me a couple things, and right, aura building and balance. If we teach how to properly understand yourself and be in tune with your emotions first, then you will understand how to, not directly how to use technology, like you won't understand how the programming in a computer is made, but you will understand that if I use this computer to go to Twitter and I want to express myself on Twitter, you'll know, well, am I expressing because I feel angry? Am I expressing because I feel sad? You'll have a reasoning behind why you're putting this information out there. And if there is a lack of reasoning, like you just said, then there's a lack of intent as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and then just to jump on the end of the quote, and like, vision without action is just daydreaming. So even if we have the vision, even in say technology, if I want to learn how to do this and I don't know how to do it, like, and we all have grand ideas, and if we don't put no action behind it, it's just daydreaming.
True.
Right? But vision with action can change the world. Like, if I want to learn how to do that, we got the means to go really ask somebody. Now that's why I'm doing it. I'm coming to Dexter because I know he knows something about how to explain how these iPhones really work. So that's the reason I'm asking them. And now I'm gonna get some information. And that, you know, now the technology and all is used for an intent, and it can be used for greatness. You know, I guess versus if I have no vision, then it could take anybody at any time with any different thing. You know what I mean?
To switch it up real quick. How do y'all know? Because that was really good actually. But do y'all think technology is limiting creativity?
No. I like, cause like the human, like, right, the human body, everything we are is like far way more technological than anything that we're gonna like put out. This is a different form of ourselves. At the end of the day, it's just gonna be that. So it's like our creativity always like lies with like what's inside, you know, like. I don't like necessarily have all the words to like construct what I'm trying to say is, but creativity don't necessarily. It's not like.
I understand what you're saying.
I guess,
It's like part of the engine. It's who we are. It's like it's part of. It's no way it can take away from it because it's bound with our senses and how we react with the environment. No matter what it is, creativity is a part of that.
Well, the brain names itself. It's the smartest thing in the world. You know what
Sometimes your brain doesn't know the difference between either reality and a dream state. Like it's almost happening at the same time. Like the same way you can think about something that happened way a long time ago and it bring you an emotion to the present, and now you crying because you don't even know why.
Yeah.
Like it's all connected.
Well,
I don't know, man.
Is consciousness a dream though?
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, going back to what we talked about earlier, like with golden ratios and being able to understand that Fibonacci sequence in a sense, like do we manifest? Because think about it, what do we call the result of the things we manifest? Our dreams. Like so. When we're conscious, are we dreaming while we're awake, and that's how we're able to create our reality? Because consciousness is really what we make it. Your reality. Everybody has their own reality. It's a crazy thing.
The only person living your universe.
Yeah, and because the minute everyone once this group disassembles, then we go into our own world, into our own space. But when we come, this is our very own universe that we've created. Consciousness is interesting.
Not to get too deep in that, but so can my reality influence yours then? If I wanted to? If I thought hard enough about it, I could influence your reality.
And then even usually, when it comes to influence, it's either by force or reason. Like how you could impact my reality would either be through reason to get me emotionally, mentally, or you could forcefully impact somebody's reality. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that morality even comes into space. Like, and even it relates to how you can use all of these resources for good or all of it for bad, and even for having the intention and vision for what are we doing.